So I'm here with Alex from Reckon. Do you want to introduce yourself, Alex?
Thanks, Duncan, for having me on today. My name's Alex Alexandrou, and I'm the General Manager at Reckon. And Reckon are a software company, an Australian software business. We develop accounting and payroll solutions for small businesses.
How long has Reckon been around in market?
Well, we started in 1987. The story goes, Greg Wilkinson, who's the founder, a bit of a legend, he started the business off with a maxed out credit card and a loan against a Holden Commodore. So from there, we distributed a product called Quicken. It was an American product, and then we would distribute out through our retailers here in Australia. And then we went on to be known as QuickBooks for a long time before we rebranded as Reckon.
It's a bit of a long-standing theme, actually, the few of these interviews that we've done with founders for payroll starting off kind of strange.
Yes.
We've heard a few different ones, people changing industries to come in and make payroll. In those early days then, what was it like in the startup world of payroll in Australia?
Back then, it was very different. There weren't as many competitors in the market. It was literally the two main competitors. We would distribute box product through retail. You would go to Harvey Norman or Officeworks and you would pick a box off the shelf with a manual, and you would take that home and install it. So with the cloud, thankfully we've removed all that, saved the trees, and you're able to have the latest version in the comfort of your own home.
It's something that I didn't know actually when I first started here is that the processing of superannuation was once paper checks, people sending it in the mail and us processing and doing it physically.
Exactly.
I think that the days of payroll pre-digital revolution must have been completely different to where we are now, almost that it's an unrecognizable industry.
Absolutely. Even back then, the product was written in DOS. Thankfully, with technology, we've been able to remove all that additional manual work for bookkeepers, accountants, especially small businesses. No one gets into small business because they want to do paperwork or accounting. We want to take that away. We do the heavy lifting.
I think the big difference from the days of payroll and paper to where we are now, you said it before, is cloud. And so we know Beam and Reckon's relationship is through a cloud product.
That's right.
What are the products of Reckon?
So we have a lot of customers on our legacy products. So they're the products that we were initially distributing through retail. But in the last 15 years, we came out with our own SaaS product called Reckon One. It's modern, it's user-friendly, and you get all the benefits of a modern, intuitive product. Especially with things like Payday Super coming, we have the integration with Beam, which removes that complexity of having to think about compliance. So Reckon One's our flagship product, and that's where we're investing all our development into.
You mentioned it just then as Payday Super. There's some research that Beam and Art collaboratively did about Payday Super, and one of the key findings was that a little over 2/3 of employers are very confident in the changes to come. What can we do as an industry to kind of help people through that compliance change?
Yeah, that's a great question. We really need to provide employers with the confidence of what it means. So number one, we're investing heavily in education. We're doing a lot of webinars next year. We're doing a roadshow, and it's really about giving partners, bookkeepers and accountants, as well as our small business clients, the understanding of what does Payday Super mean.
Something that the ATO has been very clear about is that if you as an employer fail to meet your requirement, it's on you. It's not, oh, the clearinghouse took too long, or my payroll got it wrong, or the data wasn't quite right. At the end of the day, it's going to fall on the employer. That is a potential risk for this industry, right? And there's a chance that it's going to break some trusts if we don't get it right. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, exactly. The accountability does fall on the employer. So if they don't have it paid within that 7 days, they will be penalised. The ATO have been very clear about that. And that's why employers really do need to look at a solution that will make sure that they are able to pay that employee in time. And that's what we love about being able to provide that confidence to employers with our integrated solution with payroll and Beam. We've invested a lot, as Beam have, into our payroll solution to make sure that we take away that heavy lifting and streamline that process. And it really comes down to giving employers confidence that they can do that process without being delayed or being late.
Something that employers need to know coming into Payday Super is it's a data problem. When it comes to Payday Super, you don't have that time luxury. It's got to be done quickly.
Right.
If your data is incorrect when you pay Super, it will be rejected and refunded, which is time consuming. The great thing about Beam and Reckon together is data validation and upfront validation. What do you think is important about that and kind of preventing problems before they start?
Yeah, it's a great question. Firstly, employees should check that all their employee data is correct before we get to the 30th of June. And the second thing, the great thing with the integration with Beam and payroll, it does the data validation. So if there's any challenges there, any errors, then it'll notify the employer.
It's a change to the old mentality of sending the payment, and if it's incorrect, it gets refunded. But that's 10, 14 business days later that money comes back to you. Instead, this data validation is essentially stopping you from paying, which is annoying in the moment, but it means you're saving yourself those 10 or 14 days waiting for the money to come back or waiting to be notified that it's incorrect.
Exactly, because that's just going to add to the time that the employee gets paid, and you will be fined for it.
With the change and payday super coming into law, the more information that's coming out and the more people know about it will lead to some expectations being built up. Mm-hmm. It's a real trust exercise and a real opportunity for players, for Reckon, for Beam, and all of the industry. They're either going to build trust with their users or it's going to break.
That's right.
Where do you think Reckon fits into that spectrum?
Reckon's very confident in terms of the go forward. We have a solution that is payday ready, and we'll make sure that we'll be able to deliver what customers require come 1st of July 2026, especially with our partnership with Beam. We already get great feedback from customers using the Reckon Payroll and Beam solution.
I mean, now's your chance if you want to name check your competitors and be like, they're not doing enough. Do you think the industry is doing enough to be ready?
I think the industry is trying to stay up to date as much as possible. I think even small businesses, I mean, the payday super is happening very fast. So it's only, 7 months away. So I think everyone's surprised that it's being announced that it's, even though we've heard about it earlier on, that it's only finally being made law now. But we have a great development team, and they will deliver on what's required.
There's maybe not enough information out there for the small businesses who are just used to it just working. This superannuation has always just worked. They can go to the clearinghouse, they can use the Gov's clearinghouse, and it just works. It's fine. There's plenty of software out there for people to use that will just work.
Yeah.
But it's about to get much harder, but also better if they get the right systems. What can we do between Beam, between Reckon and the industry to kind of support that cohort of small business owners who are using the clearinghouse, who don't know anything about payday super because they're putting it off until they absolutely have to deal with it?
You're right. We're finding that a lot of our small business clients do not even know that ATO clearinghouse is closing on the 30th of June. And so we've joined the ATO's Small Business Clearinghouse Transition Working Group and catch up with them every month. And one of the things that we've talked about is we need to make sure these 250,000 customers using the ATO's clearinghouse are made aware well in advance. When we talk about payday super, we also talk about the fact that the clearinghouse is closing and that employers need to either look at their default fund or go to a clearinghouse to be able to process their super.
An ATO monthly meeting sounds like an absolute riot. What could possibly go on? Oh my, that could be the most interesting. I just love the idea of the ATO just dragging everyone, being like, this payroll's not ready, get it ready, sort it out.
Well, it's not quite like that. It was more about everyone from the industry saying to the ATO, this isn't ready, sort it out. So we work very closely with the ATO. We've got a great relationship with them. And on a recent call, the feedback was from everyone, we need more detail going out to these customers. Do they know? No, they don't know. They don't know that payday super is coming. They don't know that the clearinghouse is closing down. So you need to educate them. Mm. And that's where we play a part in that. When Single Touch Payroll came out, we did a big roadshow then as well and went around and educated a whole lot of customers. We went regional areas, went to all the major cities. And it's something that we've always done part of Reckon. When GST came out, we had a big red bus, and
the big GST bus,
exactly,
striking fear into everyone.
Exactly, the Reckon red, and we went around the country, and we just educated our business owners on what they need to do.
So education, trust, and software is really the big takeaway from all of this. You've got to be a forefront educator, and Beam, we're in the same boat. We've got plenty of content out there and information for educational purposes. You've got to build trust and not just reach expectations, but exceed them. Because from what we know, employers don't know enough about what's coming.
That's right.
And so their expectations might be slightly warped by not knowing the finer details. So we've got to exceed those expectations a little bit. And then the software just has to work 1 July. There's no way around it. If when it first payment goes through and it doesn't work, there's going to be problems.
Absolutely. And that is the expectation from small business owners. They don't want to think about compliance. No one is getting into business to think about compliance. It's not exciting, right? So these small business owners want to focus on their business rather than having to go through these ATO requirements.
We do a lot of these, and a lot of times everyone has said, oh, nobody gets into business to think about compliance. I think, what about those poor compliance consultants? People whose entire job is governance and compliance. They did get into business to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm sure you guys do an amazing job.
Yes, they do. Thank you. Please keep us on the air.
We need people. Exactly.
We need you
We
here.
need those people.
Yeah.
We need those people.
Any final thoughts? Anything you think is important for people to hear?
Lean on us for education. We are there to help educate you as well. Another change that small businesses need to adapt to. It's not something that they should be fearing when there's solutions like Reckon Payroll and Beam. And I think that's where we can take away that complexity.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Alex. It's been great talking to you about Payday and Reckon. And yeah, like you said, if you need more help, there's education out there on Reckon's website, on our website. There's plenty of information to support you. Don't go to 1 July not knowing what's coming would be the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Visit our website, reckon.com.au, and we have a whole lot of information on there on Payday Super and what we're doing with Beam.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining me, Alex.
Thank you so much for having me.